A huge well of molten carbon that would spell disaster for the planet if released has been found under the U.S. Scientists using the world's largest array of seismic sensors have mapped a deep Earth area, covering 700,000 square miles, 1.8 million square kilometers. This is around the size of Mexico, and researchers say it has the potential to cause untold environmental damage. It would be impossible to drill far enough down to physically see the Earth's mantle, so a team of researchers used a massive group of sensors to paint a picture of it, using mathematical equations to interpret their results. The study, conducted by geologists at Royal Holloway University in London, used a huge network of 583 seismic sensors that measure the Earth's vibrations to create a picture of the area's deep subsurface. Known as the upper mantle, this section of the Earth's interior is known by its high temperatures where solid carbonates melt, creating distinctive seismic patterns. What they found was a vast buried deposit of molten carbon, which produces carbon dioxide and other gases, situated under the western U.S., 217 miles, 350 kilometers, beneath the Earth's surface. If just a fraction of the carbon found by the Royal Holloway team were released into the atmosphere, it could have grave implications for the planet. Just 1% of the carbon dioxide stored would be equivalent to burning 2.3 trillion barrels of oil. If a substantial amount was released all at once, it could bring about an environmental disaster on the scale of nuclear warfare. One scenario in which this could happen is through the eruption of the Yellowstone supervolcano. The volcano at Yellowstone National Park in Wyoming and Montana last erupted 640,000 years ago, and it releases around 45,000 metric tons of carbon dioxide each day. If it were to erupt, it would be 1,000 times as powerful as the 1980 Mount St. Helens eruption and have the potential to blanket the U.S. in a nuclear winter. In comparison, the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency estimates the global carbon emission in 2011 was nearly 10 billion metric tons, a tiny amount in comparison. The deep carbon reservoir discovered will eventually make its way to the surface through volcanic eruptions and contribute to climate change, albeit very slowly, but a sudden release could have dire consequences. Dr. Sashir Mahinder of the University of London's Department of Earth Sciences led the study. He told Mail Online, "The residence time of this carbon in the mantle is relatively large, nearly 1 billion years, so this reserve is not an imminent threat. But one important mechanism by which carbon, sinking into the mantle via subducting oceanic plate, can make its way back to the surface is by arc volcanism. Arc volcanism returns between 30 to 40% of the total subducted carbon back into the atmosphere. The remaining carbon stays in the mantle for a much longer." He added, "We might not think of the deep structure of the Earth as linked to climate change above us, but this discovery not only has implications for subterranean mapping but also for our future atmosphere. For example, releasing only 1% of this carbon dioxide into the atmosphere will be the equivalent of burning 2.3 trillion barrels of oil. The existence of such deep reservoirs show how important is the role of deep Earth in the global carbon cycle. As a result of this study, scientists now believe the amount of carbon dioxide in the Earth's upper mantle may be up to 100 trillion metric tons. In comparison, the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency estimates the global carbon emission in 2011 was nearly 10 billion metric tons, a tiny amount in comparison. The area covered by the study includes Yellowstone National Park, where previous research has uncovered evidence of a supervolcano which could also spell danger for the planet. While it has lain dormant for more than 70,000 years, scientists say that we can't rule out the possibility eruption this may someday take place, although they say the chances are extremely slim. The Grand Prismatic Hot Springs in Yellowstone National Park is among the park's many hydrothermal features created by the Yellowstone supervolcano. Experts say there is a 1 in 700,000 annual chance of a volcanic eruption at the site. If this video has been helpful, please click like, and if you're new to the channel, please click the subscribe button.